Okay. Today I want to talk about Miracleman / Marvelman. So Marvelman was a British continuation of Captain Marvel, aka Shazam's, series after Fawcett Comics folded. See, the character was really popular everywhere, and the British reprints already added new pages and short stories and had a lot of interest. So when the company was in a situation where they were losing access to this lucrative property, they decided to file off the serial numbers and then just continue making new content. Now, instead of Billy Batson saying Shazam and gaining the power of gods, Mike Moran says Kimota, which is atomic spelled backwards, and gains the power of the key harmonic of the universe, which is effectively the exact same powers, and he's got a costume that is a color flip of the character. In fact, he actually looks more like Superman than the character he's based on. Throw in some familiar feeling mad scientists and superpowered family members, and boom, new superhero, but shares all the reasons you like the old one. This was in the 50s, and it ran for about a decade. Eventually, the series ran its course and audiences moved on. Eventually, they just didn't care anymore. Flash forward to the 80s, and Alan Moore is starting his legendary work on Warrior magazine, and he revives the character. This run, alongside his simultaneous work on V for Vendetta, is really what put Moore on the map. Moore updated the character as a middle-aged man who remembers his magic word and discovers that his powers were real, but his adventures were all part of a Matrix-style training simulator. It rolled in the idea of psychic powers translating to Superman style, the body-switching dynamic from Marvel's comics, Captain Marvel, who I'll need to cover at some point for that to make any sense, and, some Nietzschean philosophy. Yeah, it was there. Eventually, when they tried to bring the book to the US, Marvel Comics was unsurprisingly litigious, so they renamed the character Miracleman. This became his name for later material, particularly a run by Neil Gaiman, so I tend to call the more modern version of the character by that name, Miracleman. The book went on to have a famous amount of violence and dealt with the idea of what the role of a Superman in man society would be. There's really only one big superhero fight in the whole series, not that there aren't other powered individuals who they come across over the course of it. And to this day, it is influential in movies like Dogma or Matrix Revolutions, and comic books like Invincible. The idea that having superpowers disconnects you from humanity is being explored constantly, including with The Boys or with James Gunn's Brightburn. But due to some legal issues, the books became very difficult to find. For me in my teens, it became a quest where I'd go to different comic book stores looking for random back issues. Nowadays, the books can be found on Comixology and reprints on Amazon, so if you'd like to see the granddaddy of modern deconstructionist superhero fantasy, you should take a look. It's just as important as Watchmen and V for Vendetta in terms of the growth of superhero fiction. Anyway, thanks for listening to that ramble. Again, I'm Case Aiken from the Men of Steel podcast. You can find more of our stuff at certainpov.com, and this has been a Superman Analog. Hope you enjoyed.